one thing you should be afraid of? Voodoo.
Brothers and sisters, what's happening? We are back with another edition of EBX discussion and/or hip hop heavy hitters, and this is part 13. And I always gotta salute thy ancestors, who transcended those gifts to many great melanated brothers and sisters out here, and those who just have that divine spirit deep within. It's just doing what we gotta do as a human being, brother, sister, male or female, right off the bat, just doing right. Then we can get to the deep spiritual stuff, right? That's what I always say. So let's call down that great protection for that great divine. And I'm gonna give a little reminder summary later on in this here hip hop heavy hitters part 13 podcast. And we're gonna dive in deep on divine protection. That's just been in my one spirit, just keeping oneself aware with clarity. Like, I'm sure many of you generals out there, brother, sister, family, have tapped in to that warrior spirit deep within that'll just keep us moving. No such thing as quitting in the general's soul. So calling on that great protection from that great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. And thank those that's been riding along, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. And it's been a few days, of course, and gotta stay in with life. Things come at us as many of us great generals that have reached a powerful foundation, brother or sister. We all know attacks will come, sometimes subtle, sometimes aggressive. We know when to hold them, we know when to fold them. I know that's from a song, but that's life, that's reality, and we be who we are. We don't let outside events, toxic person, place, or thing take us away from that peace that many of us have fought so very hard to get to. Protect our peace at all costs, especially when it comes through music, like our ancestors did. May they rest in peace and in power. And I'm talking about all ancestors from triple, quadruple decades ago, far and near. I thank them, ones who put in that spiritual divine work. Before, I always say before civilization, before technology, et cetera, et cetera. All they had was their determination and their divine human spirit. That's all they had to go on. That's amazing. That's powerful. When all else fails, we got that willpower from that great divine mama nature and that universe deep, deep within. And it's beautiful when it comes through music. So let's get to it. My hip hop heads, hip hop heavy hitters part 13. And I'm giving a salute, as you can see on the thumbnail and/or banner. But let's get to the thumbnail first. The beautiful Remy Ma. And I've been speaking on Remy Ma recently, and she just had a birthday. Happy B-Day to the beautiful Remy Ma, and many birthdays out there, brother, sister, family. There are a lot of birthdays, and I'm talking not just celebs, just birthdays in general. So a big boring day to all the birthdays out there. Real talk. I got one coming up too. Mine is in July. A lot of birthdays out there. Salute. Be thankful every day we wake up, for life, children, family, and more before our feet even touch the floor. Be thankful. Don't worry about the day before. If we woke up, that's a chance to make things better. Not saying that we did nothing bad, but it's always room for improvement. I don't care how many levels of awareness we get to or age. It's always room for improvement. And what does that do, brothers, sisters, family? Keeps us looking young, childlike spirit, but we can't do childlike things. Some things you just can't do when you get up in age, but we can always But inside us, y'all know I be rhyming. We always can keep that youth. You know what I mean? That youthful part of us. That's what keep us motivated and happy and appreciating our gifts and other people's gifts. And there's a trillion billion gifts, folks. Just reach out and grab one. But of course, it's got to be a righteous gift. I mean, if it's wrong, it's no longer a gift. If it's evil, no longer a gift. Toxic, no longer a gift. It's a mechanism to manipulate whatever you're manipulating. So, but when it's a gift, when it sends a good vibration to others, through aggression, sometimes through fun, it can be sad, happy. What I say, like music is like emotion, no matter what genre. It comes from a thought, like everything that's been built in this world from melanated brothers and sisters. Everything begins with a thought, and then we meditate on it, cultivate whatever gift that is. But we're talking about hip hop and any kind of music, as anybody listen to this channel know. It's good to be educated on a lot of music, listen to a lot of things, and because it opens our scope on music and educate. It's good to be educated about music, because as I say, folks, there was a time I wasn't educated about music. All I thought about was a beat and rapping over it. But when we get a better understanding, overstanding, or understanding, we look at hip hop, music in general, a whole different way. But I love black music. I love hip hop. I think it's a great expression, especially when you really love it and you cultivate your craft. And, again, we all have different things we go through in this, in the hip hop genre. So I try not to judge, but some stuff we just can't listen to. Some toxic things. I mean, you got to be careful what we let come into our subconscious. So, but I can take some hard rap. Maybe some gangster. It depends on the person, the heart. If they got a solid heart, like on one's banner, and a righteous agenda, I think that's important. Even if we do come through aggression, because as I say, as Malcolm X say, I use it from him all the time. Many of us have been conditioned, so might come off a little aggressive. We have to go through the levels, and sometimes it come through a little aggression, maybe some madness. But when we get on that other side of goodness, it's great. Excuse me, it's great. I almost got choked up. So salute to Remy Ma. As we know, she's been through a lot of challenges, and she's 45, and she looks beautiful. She looks great. And salute to Papoose also. I've spoken on Papoose in the past, and I think they're both artists. I don't get into the drama side of artists and all that, and I try to look at the character, and differentiate and all that stuff. But I just say salute to Papoose and salute to Remy Ma, because it's kind of a tribute to her. Y'all know how I do it. I have an artist I give tribute to. I play a couple songs. I always have a subject and just a couple of breakdowns. And I have two breakdowns. One on divine protection that my son and I, Lord Lamont, salute, me and him discussed. And I just want to read it again, a different part of it, and just kind of get in our subconscious and really, the importance of having divine protection. And that's mind, body, and soul. See, hear, and feel. And that wonderful, wonderful psyche, which is the center of our universe, brothers and sisters, that psyche. So that's what we better study. And the chakras, all 7 of them, each individual, one by one. That's how we build ourselves. In some of our lives, we have to reinvent ourselves. I mean, not like, I'm just saying when we say reinvent, like renew our mind. That's what I mean, and it's good to do that, to kind of filter, a little spiritual invoice, as I always say. Just keep ourselves, straight on this here foundation that many of our generals, family, brother, or sister, are standing on. Salute, because it's wonderful when we do have a solid heart. And a solid heart means, not letting nothing taint, our way of life. And I'm talking about if it's something wrong. We keep a strong heart. Even if we come across something toxic in a person, place, or thing, never lose that solid heart. Always keep love within. Never let envy, jealous, fear, none of that seep in. It's all poison, brothers and sisters. And stay the generals we are. And that's young brother and sister, and that's older brother and sister. Family all over the world. You know how I do it. Send out that great vibration in that realm. As I told my son, Lord Lamont, once we get up in levels of awareness or age, our scope will widen. At least it should. Get out of these little small spaces. The evil entities around us in this world and so-called power, quotation marks, will try to keep us in, keep us small, not thinking big. In that little itty bitty bubble, they try to keep one in. But we can break out that bubble in the space that we are in. We don't have to be in this major spotlight and all that. No, the spotlight can be right in our soul. Let that great divine make us shine, because when the great divine has us shining, it's undeniable. It's nothing no person, place, or thing can do to a divine warrior, period. All right, now let's get to Remy Ma, and rest in peace and in power, Big Pun. And that's why I got on my banner, and solid heart. Big Pun had a solid heart. I remember listening to his music, and I had a friend back in the day that kind of resembled Big Pun and looked like Big Pun. So rest in peace and in power, Big Pun. And salute to Fat Joe, was standing up there like a soldier right beside Big Pun. I thought this was the dopest photo ever, and it could look like a mafia style. You know what I mean? So I just Joe had good swag in this banner, and that was a good duel, real talk. So again, rest in peace and in power, Big Pun. And of course I had to put Big Pun on the list because he found Remy Ma, which I didn't know, which I'll read a little bit about. And of course I got other artists. I got 7 artists all together, brothers and sisters, and I'm gonna go through them. Y'all know how I do. We're gonna run through them, give my little side notes on them, and play a couple songs, and we're gonna segue into having a solid heart. And I'm gonna give some summaries, suggestions, reasons, and ways we can stay having a solid heart. And it's having a solid heart is not that's why I put solid on there. It's not a weak thing. We just can't, again, we can't let outside toxic person, place, or thing, emphasis on that, infiltrate, our mind, body, and soul. Because again, we as humans, we don't know what's coming down the road. Now, I won't finish that. You know what I always say? We locked on to that divine spirit and meditating on the regular. We'll be ready for whatever. You know what I mean? Because that's what generals do. Brother, sister, family. Salute. All right, again, rest in peace and in power, Big Pun. Salute to Joe. And my son and I, Lord Lamont, salute, was discussing Jadakiss and Fat Joe. We like their platform, and they're always talking about artists and beat makers and stuff like that. So salute to their platform. Of course, big salute to Jadakiss, and doing great things. And I love seeing him with his family and his kids and stuff. So I love it when the divine is moving in people's life, even in my family's life, my life. Same things I ask that great divine for me. That's what I want for everybody. We gotta send out those kind of vibrations in our realm. Just put it out there. Don't even think about it. Just put it out there. Positivity don't cost us a thing, folks. All right. So salute to Fat Joe, Jadakiss, great platform. All right, so let's get to the list. I want to read about Remy Ma. Salute to Remy Ma, and again, may her and Papoose find peace. All right, let's get to Remy Ma, because my son and I discussed her on the last discussion we had. Let me see if I can remember. We just had a father and son discussion last weekend. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was all we got this. It was kind of about affirmations, and he's very skillful at playing the guitar. And divine gifts. It's called divine gifts, and we got this. We spoke on affirmations. Speaking that into ourselves. Set that tone every day. And while I'm at it, good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone you're in, whatever part of the world you're in right now. May we keep that ultimate peace. You know what I'm saying? That round, folks. Sending it out throughout the world. All melanated brothers and sisters, wherever you are right now. My family, brothers and sisters, May we all keep that ultimate peace. All right. And man, stand firm like a general. All right, let's get to Remy Ma. I want to break it down. Salute to Remy Ma. Was a dope ass artist. We all know she can come aggressive. She can, I like how she balances. I love black artists, black female artists that can balance, that can be feminine, but be aggressive at the same time. You know what I mean? Not masculine, just aggressive. That's beautiful. And I think she's pretty good at balancing that. And she's 45. So let's go. Salute to the beautiful Remy Ma. And again, rest in peace and in power. Big Pun. All right. Happy 45th B-Day to Remy Ma. And I think, let me see. Yeah. AKA Reminisce. Let me see. Reminisce Mackie Smith. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce that right. Reminisce Mackie Smith. Born May 30th, 1980. Known professionally as Remy Ma. Is an American artist and songwriter discovered by the late rapper, rest in peace and empire, Big Pun. She came to prominence for her work as a member of Fat Joe's group, Terror Squad. Salute. Yep, and she looked beautiful at 45. She looked like she could go for 35. Real talk. I want to read that name again. Remnants. I want to make sure I said that right. Reminisce. Yeah, okay. Well, that's what it say. Reminisce. Remy Ma. I guess that's where they got Remy from. That's cool. I like that. AKA Reminisce Mackie. That's dope. All right. Terror Squad. Salute. All right. Now let's go to some of the songs. Remember, now she's got a ton of songs, but of course I'm just gonna read 4 because this will be a long list. Let's go. First song. Remy Ma. All right. All the way up. Play-Doh o Playmo. 2017. That's what it says under it. Play-Doh o Plomo. My bad. Play-Doh o Plomo. 2017. Lean Back. True Story. 2004. Conceited. There's Something About Remy. 2006. Ghetto and Ratchet. Underdog. SZNBRB to 2024. So that's just 4 songs. I didn't really have to read what was under it. I was just reading it. So all the way up, Lean Back, Conceited, Ghetto, and Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? She honest. I like that too. I like an honest artist, real talk. So salute to Remy Ma. Because again, this is a tribute. Y'all know how I do it. To Remy Ma and the great Big Pun, who had a solid heart, you know. All right. And I think Joe got a solid heart too, you know. All right. Let me see. Let's go to Big Pun. You know, salute to Big Pun, his family, and may that great divine be in their life. Fat Joe and all of us just be in our life. Keep us prospering, staying strong. All right. Big Pun. All right. Let me see. Christopher Lee Rias. Something I didn't know. Rias. My bad. Excuse me. Christopher Lee. Let me see. It looks like it says Rios. I like that. November 10th, 1971. He was a year younger than me. February 7th, 2000. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he transitioned February 7th, 2000. Rest in peace and empire. Better known by his stage name, Big Pun, short for Big Punisher, was an American artist emerging from the underground hip-hop scene in the Bronx. Salute to the Bronx, to New York. A lot of great artists come out of there. Not that they're not artists out of other cities. Me and my son were talking about this. It's just a lot of great artists that come out of there. All right. Hip-hop scene in the Bronx. He came to prominence upon discovery by fellow Bronx rapper Salute Fat Joe, alongside Cuban Link. Oh, they're Cuban. Oh, that's great. And Triple C's. Oh, Cuban Link. That must be another artist. My bad. Okay, alongside Cuban Link, Salute, and Triple C, Salute, and therefore guest appeared and thereafter guest appeared in his 1995 album Jealous One's Envy. Salute to Big Pun. To Christopher, that was his name. That's dope. See, I like connecting with the artists because some things we just don't know sometimes. I like to kind of go behind the music a little. All right, here's 4 of his songs. I guess I can read what's under it. The first, remember, it's more songs than 4, but I'm only going to read 4. All right, Big Pun. Twins, Capital Punishment, 1998. Fat Joe and Big Pun, Freestyle, Twins, Deep Cover, 98, featuring Fat Joe, EP. All right, It's So Hard, Yeah, Baby. I remember that song. That was that. It's so hard, it's so hard. I remember that song. That was a dope song. It was heartfelt too. It's So Hard, Yeah, Baby. And Beware, Capital Punishment, 1998. That make me want to go listen to that song now. It's so hard. That would send chills to my body right now. That was a dope song. All right, and another song. Okay, we're gonna move over to Fat Joe because I got Fat Joe on the list. Of course, come on now. I can't talk about Big Pun and not have Fat Joe on the list. And the song I like from Fat Joe is the one he did with Ashanti. What's it got to do? got to do with it? What's love got to do with it, babe? It's about us. It's about trust. Him and salute to Ashanti, which she's been on many lists. And again, salute to Nelly. And great power couple, Ashanti and Nelly. Of course, Nelly's been on past lists. But Ashanti and that song with Fat Joe, great song. That's in my playlist actually. So I just wanted to give Fat Joe a salute for music and contributions he gave to hip hop and the wonderful brotherhood him and Big Pun had. And salute to Terror Squad and everybody in that group. And again, salute to Remy Ma, and rest in peace and in power. Big Pun, as will be forever missed. Real talk. And I got a side note. Salute to Fat Joe in that song. Many songs he made, but that was just one of my favorite. Him and Shantae, and of course Lean Back. That was dope. All right, and let's see. I think Remy Ma was in that song too, cause she had a song Lean Back. If she was in there, but I got to go back and look at the video. But salute to all those artists again. Rest in peace and in power. Big Pun, and Remy Ma and Fat Joe. All right, I got a side note. Public opinion. They were saying who the best rap, because I was just curious, like who do the public think the best black female rappers are, like the best skilled, just public opinion, not fact or nothing. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I had it in here. Let me see. I'm trying to find it, brothers and sisters. Give me a minute. Okay, here it is. Public opinion. What this is something I just looked at, who the public think, because I was just curious, like who do the public think are the best black female rappers that got the best skills? And this what I came up with. All right, here we go. To the general public, the most well-known female artists who have any real skills are Missy Elliott, Nicki Minaj, Lauryn Hill. Those three are likely to the average person the best female artists ever. That's what I looked at. But that was it need to be, that's 2000. Oh, that was recent. So that was just interesting to me. That's who the public think are, I guess, the most skilled artists. And I don't know much about Nicki Minaj. I've learned, but she can rap though. I give it to her. She can rap. She got skills. And come on, Missy Elliott does, and Lauryn Hill do too. So, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but that's public opinion. So I was just curious, because I always got hip hop. I love hip hop. So thank those for coming in again to hip hop heavy hitters. Remember, this is part 13, a tribute to Remy Ma and the late great Big Pun, and salute to Fat Joe again. All right. Now we're gonna read MC. No, we're gonna run through the rest of these artists, because we're gonna segue into having a solid heart. So here we go. We got Lotto, and my son and I spoke on her. Lotto, she's an interesting artist, and I got a little background on her too. And I have to listen to her music, but I liked her because she collabed with Rakim, and I thought that was beautiful. All right, Lotto, and her name is Alyssa. Is it Michael? It's either Michael or Michelle. Forgive me if I'm saying her name. I think it's Michelle though. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, I always get those Michelles and Michaels mixed up. Real talk. Forgive me. I can be honest. It's Michelle. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's Michelle. Okay. Rapper. She's an artist and singer. And let me see. Did a song with Rakim. And let's go. Well, maybe it'll say her name on here. Actually, maybe. Well, I don't want to look it up. But yeah, Alyssa. Well, her first name is Alyssa. Forgive me if I messed up her last name. I hate messing up people's name. But Alyssa is a real name. But Lotto, a lot of people know who Lotto is. Collaborated with Rakim and Eric B on the song Technique. Don't Sweat the Technique. This track is a 2023, I guess it's for a Sprite commercial. Sprite Limelight. I guess it was a Sprite commercial. This track is a 2023 remix of Rakim's classic Don't Sweat the Technique. Yeah, what I just said. Featuring Lotto's verses alongside the original beat. That's dope. The song was released as a part of Sprite's Limelight, campaign celebrating hip hop's 50th anniversary. Salute to Rakim. He's been on past hip hop lists. And what I had about Rakim, He's one of my favorite intellectual artists. He was one of the. There were many intellectuals, but he was definitely one of the first intellectual artists, and he didn't do a lot of cursing. I like that because I do cuss in my music, but I do respect those who don't cuss because that takes skill too. And he was one of those artists. If you go back and listen to a lot of Rakim's music, I don't think he did any cursing, to be honest, and that's dope. So I try to assess all sides of music because again, it's about that heart, and we know Rakim got a solid heart and been solid forever and still is to this day. So salute to Rakim. Again, he's been on past podcasts, and salute to Eric B, for standing along his side and never did nothing. Another one of them examples of brotherhood, Rakim and Eric B, and they still standing today. So I gotta listen to a lot of those music. I haven't heard a lot of it. A lot of the new artists I'm not really up on. I'll be honest about that. And I do think her last name's Michelle. Alyssa Michelle. I do think that's her last name. If that's not, forgive me. But yeah, salute to Lotto doing her thing. And I in my opinion, if she linking up with Rakim, she gotta have something real. She gotta have a solid heart. She must be real. Because I'm sure Rakim, the character and the brother he ain't just gonna link up with anybody. So, all right. And another thing about Rakim is another side note that I remember him saying he owned 80% of his music he wrote, and he did a lot of the beats. So you had to go back and do your research, and I thought that was awesome about Rakim. So that's the beautiful thing about connecting with our artists. All right, let's move over to another artist. I got to listen to her songs, but I was looking for some different black female artists that I haven't heard or had on the hip hop list. Rod Digger, and I looked her up. She's a new artist. Well, new to me. Rod Digger, artist, model, actress from New Jersey. So salute to her. And I gotta listen to her music. I haven't really heard, what kind of music she sings or her style and stuff. But I will later. But I put her on the list because I kind of like not knowing, and that's what makes hip hop fun. So salute to Rod Digger, and I'm sure her music is good, and I'll put her in my playlist. So salute to her. So I was trying to have some sisters on here. I got Remy Ma, so I got to have some sisters. So, all right, let's move over to Sean Paul. I always love Sean Paul. He in my playlist. And I'm going to get to these two songs too, brothers and sisters. And we're going to segue into having a solid heart. All right, Sean Paul. Just give me the light and pass it through. I just like his style. He got like that Jamaican style. And yeah, so salute to Sean Paul. Great music. And I love the collaboration with one of my favorite artists, him and Keisha Cole, which was a great song. And let me see. I think I can't remember the title of the song exactly. It's in my playlist. I like you or something like that. I don't want to mess up the title, but salute to Keisha Cole and Sean Paul. As we know, made dope music, great artists. And it kind of puts me in the mind of Big Pun and Fat Joe. They might be different nationalities, but kind of like the same vibe, same kind of character. So, I always try to think of someone that relates to the artist I'm giving tribute to, which is Big Pun and Remy Ma. So salute to Sean Paul, which is made great music. He made good dancing music too. And I love the sound of his music. That's how his music is. It got that Jamaican feel to it. So that's why I like it. And a lot of Sean Paul songs, I just listen to the instrumentals of it because the instrumentals, they awesome. And it's like what they call it, the cha cha. He got that cha cha music, make you want to do the cha cha. Real talk, because it's dope. And that's like Latino dancing and cha cha stuff. Like I've learned that before. Actually, my ex-wife, we went to I think it was a Spanish event or a Latino event. And we learned how to do the cha-cha, and that dance, the cha-cha. It's a cha-cha. It's another dance. I can't think of it, but those who are listening, you know the kind of dancing I'm talking about. It's fun. It's so fun, man. My wife and I had so much fun. We used to do a lot of stuff together. Matter of fact, my ex-wife and I, we might not have been the most perfect and ups and downs, but we had a lot of good times, and she did a lot of traveling, so that's why I liked her. We always went traveling. And we went to this event, this Latino event, and they was teaching the audience how to do the cha-cha. And it was dope. and it was so fun, So that's what I get from Sean Paul's music. I mean, if those who have never learned the cha cha and that that style of dance, go learn it, and it's a good work. It's good workout music too, and it's fun to learn. Cause I would say, I know we have our opinions on where the music come from and all that, but even scientists say, I don't want to get into it, but the scientists say, most of the music, stems from melanated brothers and sisters. It's just, it grew into different branches, and everybody picked up their own little style from it. But in my opinion, I have to agree with most scientists. I think a lot of it does, stem from melanated brothers and sisters, and it is what it is. But we embrace it and do something good with it. Don't debate about it. Why? Just embrace it and make it the most powerful genre. Make it unstoppable. The evil entities can't touch no more. That's my perspective and one's opinion. Because I love hip hop, and I love others who love hip hop. So I try not to get into the debating thing. Long as we appreciate our craft, and don't hurt ourselves with it or no one else, and just make people dance. And again, it could be happy music, it could be sad, it could be aggressive. Because again, folks, music is like emotion, but it goes back to what? If we got a solid heart, what's in our soul, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So that's EBS Cares perspective and opinion on hip hop stemming from melanated brothers and sisters. All right, let's move over to the last artist, Flo Miller, and this is another sister. This is a new artist, if I'm not mistaken, and I have to research her music, and I'm sure many people have heard, because again, I got to start looking up new artists, because I'm a 70s child, so I'm old school for life. I'm golden school for life. But I don't judge our new generation. But again, some toxic shit I'm not listening to. But I try to listen to some and sift through, and because it's all about getting to the core of a person. See why they're making the music they make. If they're making gangster music or toxic or thug, let's get to the core. You know what I'm saying? Study it, go through their songs, listen to it, listen to interviews, connect with the artists, get to the heart of the matter. See why certain individuals make toxic music, see where it's coming from. That's what I've learned, because when I first started out music, I was aggressive. I was the same way. I was a little harsh, cussing, and used to call women out their names. Real talk. The way I used to think when I was, I'm talking about young. I'm talking about back in my teens. How I used to think, yeah. I used to say the whole and the B word. Oh yeah, I used to think like that. So I've been there. I know what it's like. So now I've learned to study one, and try to see. Even we're not trying to change them either. Even if we have to distance ourselves from someone that's toxic. I'm talking about music though. If we of course we can't let it get in our subconscious, but at the same time, see where it's coming from. If a brother or a sister is gangster or thuggish, because I always say everybody has to go through their phase of life. You know what I mean? So some get there, some pass through it and evolve and mature, and some don't. Unfortunately, that's just reality. But Flo Miller, she's an artist, she's a singer and a rapper, and her real name is Tamia Monique. And again, not real familiar with Flo Miller, so I have to research her music. And she had great music. I put her in one playlist. I was just trying to have some sisters on there, So again, those of you who are listening probably know who she is. So again, salute to all those artists, and I'm gonna play a couple songs. And again, salute to Remy Ma, the beautiful Remy Ma, who just had a birthday recently. And she, again, turned 40. She just turned 45. She looked like she's 35. Real talk. Sometimes black don't crack, And even if you got a little melanin in you, your skin won't crack if you got that melanin in you. So that's something else I did research on. I had it wrote down too. I have to find it, that I researched years ago about the amounts of melanin, who has it and who don't. Like, see, I won't go through it. I'll do a podcast on the amounts of melanin different nationalities have. And one of the facts are that Caucasians have very, very little. That's why they can't take the sun. But I know Latinos have a lot. I don't know the statistics, But I remember looking it up and reading it. I know Latinos, Spanish, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, they have a lot of melanin. Cubans have a lot of melanin, which I think Big Pun and Fat Joe are Cuban, if I'm not, because I don't like messing up people's nationalities either. And if I'm not mistaken, I do think Big Pun is Cuban and Fat Joe, but don't quote me on that. But I know Cubans have a lot of melanin. Indians have a lot of melanin. I think even Chinese people have more melanin than Caucasians. And the list goes on and on. I don't know about Russians or Arabic. I don't know about those, but I remember researching that. It's very interesting. It really is. It's very interesting. But when you begin searching and you explore in this world, in our mind, body, soul, we'll be amazed of the things we'll come across, brothers and sisters, like beautiful music and artists we just don't know about. That's why I like connecting with them and doing these lists. Because as I say, folks, what I always say, I love hip hop from the bottom of my heart. And that's what we're going to segue into, having a solid heart. So again, salute to Remy Ma, and rest in peace and in power, Big Pun. And salute to Fat Joe for being with him. Don't they look dope on my banner? Look dope, boy. Man, Joe standing up there like, yeah, I dare you to move. You know, I just love this photo with Big Pun sitting at that table. And I used to listen to his music. And I got to put his music in because I haven't heard him in a while. And I know my son and I was speaking on Remy Ma. So, of course, Big Pun going to come up, and Fat Joe, because they all knew each other. They were in the group Terror Squad. Again, salute to Terror Squad and everyone in that group, you know. So, yeah, of course, if we speak on Remy Ma, Big Pun going to come up because he found Remy Ma, right? And, you know, and him and Fat Joe was brothers. So, salute to those brothers and all those artists that I read. And the bonus artists I spoke on, you know, the side notes, you know, because they weren't on, some of the artists I talked about weren't on the list, you know. So, it's wonderful. On this journey, you never would have come along on this journey, you know. So, all right, brothers and sisters, when I come back from these songs, we're going to segue into, we're going to speak on having a solid heart. Then we're going to talk about ways and reasons, you know, and ways of keeping a solid heart, maintaining that foundation that we have gotten to. Because it's a wonderful place when we are aware and we know where we are, know where we've been, and we know where we're going. All right, let me see. I got to find these songs. Okay. And my son and I talked about deprogramming, and I read one summary about it, but I didn't read the other half. So I'm going to come back because reading is good, folks. Remember the cognitive functions. It's many things that's good for our cognitive functions, and reading is one of them. And how do we know this? When we research, learn, you know, we go outside this little bubble, evil entities around us, we try to keep us in. If we're aware, you know, this so-called punk ass matrix. All right, talk down on that devil. Fuck the devil. That's how we got to be. All right, now when I come back from these songs, first one is Raw Truth, and the second one is Opportunity. And Opportunity, I uploaded here recently. And Raw Truth is an older song, and it's just about when the divine speaks the raw truth into our soul. All right, and I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna segue into, I want to speak on a little bit more about deprogramming ourselves, you know, from toxic shit on the outside of us. And then I'm going to speak some more on, I want to read the summary. I read it before, but I'm going to read it again. Divine protection, you know, mentally, physically, as we all say, the good old spiritual, and of course, mind, body, and soul. We back after this because we got to listen when that great divine speaks the raw truth. Be back after this, my generals. Salute. Yeah. EBX to my generals. Raw truth. Raw truth. Yeah. It's what the great divine do. Because we got too much to lose. I gotta keep the raw truth. Brothers and sisters, raw truth. It's what the great divine do. Yeah. So we won't be confused. Yeah. I gotta keep the raw truth. Brothers and sisters, great divine do. Give us everything.
man that we need in this life. I just gotta see, man, we can agree to disagree, and don't give a damn in this life about no fee. Gotta be E and stay up on the grind, but I'm not on the grind, cause I'm pure in my mind, and I got good things, man, all the time. A deep inside from the great divine, man, I gotta see, and this life be a beast. A love for my kids and my family, I never will stop, I will always rock, cause I love the bottom, motherfuck the top, top, top. Keep the raw truth, that's what the great divine do. Yeah, so we won't be confused. Brothers and sisters, raw truth. Yeah, that's what the great divine do. They cover too much to lose. Yeah, I gotta keep the raw truth. Brothers and sisters, love my divine, always in my mind. Gotta be good, one of a kind. I see much to Duran and my family too. I gotta make it through, got no time to lose. Yeah, got no fear, all up in my heart. In this life, how we make it far. And so we see the things in social media. Yeah, man, we gotta make it and be up above. Woo! I say I kick the raw truth. That's what we gotta do. Yeah, and that's what that force do. Brothers and sisters, raw truth. That's what the great divine do. That's what we gotta make it through. Yeah, and gotta keep the raw truth. Brothers and sisters, raw truth. I would do whatever it takes to uplift one brother or sister, family. Salute. Raw truth. That's what the great divine do. And man, they bring us all through. Yeah, and we will never ever lose. Brothers and sisters, raw truth. That's what the great divine do. Salute to my family, generals.
Real talk to my family, generals, raw truth. Yeah, even when it ain't easy, you know, still kick that raw truth. We always feel better. Honesty is always and forever the best policy, you know, whatever that is, you know, whatever it is, just be honest. You know what I mean? It's wonderful. Solid heart, brothers and sisters. You know, we know when we know, and thank those in our families and brothers and sisters that we ride along with on this journey, that they got a solid heart, you know, in the world, online, and just in our lives in general, family, you know. Be thankful for the lights out there, you know, in music and in life in general. It's beautiful. All right, because opportunity knocks at the door, you know. Opportunity has knocked at many of our doors, you know, and a lot of us are beginning to answer that door. Real talk. We talking about the opportunity of great life. And as many people probably know, but some I didn't know, I kind of noticed in that word is the word unity and opportunity. So ponder that. I actually got that in the description of that song I made. And like I said, this song I uploaded here recently. So this is for those that may not have heard it. So when the opportunity of life knocks, brothers and sisters, a divine opportunity, we better answer. Be right back after this.
Shit. Wake up music. Brothers and sisters. Yeah. Yeah. What the heck we waiting for? When we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah. It's knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? Yeah. And we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah. A man is knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? Yeah. And we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah. A man is knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? I gotta see, making sure we clear out in these streets. Gotta be a beast righteously, making sure we here and we on our feet. Protection for our family. I gotta stay firm and watch out for the greed. And yeah, we'll be good. A man up in the soul. I'm trying to touch my family, sisters, and all my bros. And yeah, be a warrior and a general. And in this life, be bold and never ever fold. I gotta keep the spirit so deep in thee. In this life, this the only way that I can be the E. That same way I am, I want you to be too. I want us to be happy in this life and make it through. I want us to be happy, never having no blues. And man, it feels so good, man, when we true. Yeah. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah, a man is knocking at the door. Yeah, a man, we have so much more. Yeah, a man, we can get so much more. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? Yeah, what the heck we waiting for? Opportunity, man, it's knocking at the door. Man, I'd have been through a lot of things, but I'm here today, and I got a sane brain. I'm thankful for my brothers and my children and my family. I always talk about that, man, on every beat. Man, so deep, embedded, all up in my bones. How I stay up in this life on these songs, and I stay strong. Yeah, stay and stick with that divine zone in my spirit. Yeah, in this life I keep on going, we can hear it, man, so deep within. It's the only way that we can win, and we do the process every day again and again. Thanking that great divine every day I wake up. I'm trying to touch my family, brothers and sisters, man, stay tough. Woo! Yeah. We got so much more. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunities knocking at the door.
Real talk, brothers and sisters. Opportunity knocking at the door. Yep, and I will say, brothers and sisters, when we locked in to that music, you know, as Big Pun was, as Fat Joe is, you know, Remy Ma, it get to a point where, as I always like to say, it becomes seventh nature when we do music, you know? And I'm saying that to say, some of those songs I freestyle, you know, I do write, but I haven't written in a while. You know, sometimes you just feeling it, you know? And that particular song that just went off, and the one before it, I freestyle. So some of these I freestyle, and that's something I thank my son, Lord Lamont. He said he likes when I get in my zone. He said he's amazed. It takes development, though. It takes practice. You know, it ain't just something we develop overnight. It takes practice, and I'm sure a lot of the artists that I read, I'm sure had their battles and their challenges. Like sometimes we have like blind spots where you like you lose your inspiration and it feel like you can't, you know, find your zone or find your muse, so to speak. So yeah, we all have that, go through our battles, but practice makes, if not perfect intentions, right? And that's gonna segue into having a solid heart, because I think a solid heart is the focal point of everything we do, not just music, just living in life in general, conversing with individuals we see. And not always bad, you know, even good brothers and sisters, family. You know, sometimes it could be circumstantial where a brother and sister is, you know, in music and stuff. Again, I've learned to now, of course, we don't be easy, we don't be naive and let nothing run over us. Oh, hell no. But it's the way we do things. But learn at the same time. Be a student, like I always say. A leader and teacher with a student spirit, especially through hip-hop. Like we're doing right now on Hip-Hop Heavy Hitters, Part 13. And again, salute to Remy Ma for what she's contributed. I like her realness. She honest. I can say that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take honesty, you know, because again, we all go through levels and phases in our life. Some evolve, some mature, some change, and unfortunately, some don't, you know. But again, for those who have circumstantial things going on, brother, sister, family, man, may that great divine be powerful and come in your life and show us the way. Real talk. Rest in peace and in power. Big Pun. And salute to Fat Joe, because that was his brother. And again, I think they were Cuban. Salute to all those other artists that I spoke on and listed. All right, brothers and sisters, leaders and teachers. I'm stuttering. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Don't forget, one way, there's many ways to get to know our body. You know what I'm saying? That wonderful, wonderful, beautiful side of us. Go through those, study our chakras. You're going to hear me say that a lot. And I do got another series, the 4th chakra. Because remember, I said I'm going to do a 7 4-part series. I've already did 3 chakras. All right, got 4th one coming up, and I'm not gonna say what the name of it is. That's a surprise. It's kind of amazing because it's kind of divine, and it actually segues way into what I'm gonna talk about solid heart. But we'll find out what the 4th chakra is on my next chakra podcast. So look for that. All right, and again, that's just my opinion. One way we can really get to know our human body and our spiritual body is by studying our chakras. I think that's a good scientific way and a good divine way and a human way to really know ourselves. Work from in and work our way out, because if we know ourselves really well, there's really nothing on the outside that can really mess with us. Real talk. When really take oneself serious for the betterment, of course. All right, again, salute to those artists I named. Remy Ma, the rest of them. Remy Ma, rest in peace and the power of Big Pun. Salute to Fat Joe for the brotherhood he had with Big Pun, and the brotherhood and the brother and sisterhood of Remy Ma and Fat Joe and Big Pun. That's dope. All right, so let's segue into, I want to read a little bit about deprogramming, and I want to give a little summary on divine protection over our solid heart, and kind of talk about some ways and advice and perspectives on keeping and maintaining a solid heart. All right, my son and I talked about this. Let's go. All right, identifying programs, recognize the beliefs, values, and behaviors, emphasis on that, we've adopted from our environment, family, or society. These can include things like a relentless focus on productivity, a need to fit in, or a fear of failure. So just be who we are. Even when, and the only way to do these things, of course, it's easier said than done. But if you have that willpower, you have to kind of have that don't give a fuck spirit. Now, when I say that, I've said this before, not about things we care about. I'm not like family, accountability, stuff like that. I don't mean be evil, nothing like that. But just having a don't give a fuck spirit about what people think. That's the only way we're going to keep from fear seeping in and not fitting in. Be what that great divine called us to be, for one. Because nothing is more powerful than that divine force, Mother Nature, in that universe. And I'm standing on that. So that's the space that one has to get into. Again, it takes steps, takes levels, layers, maturity, elevation, being able to go outside this bubble that some of us may have been in, thus conditioning. These are the things we need to know about oneself. And again, I say so many times, that's why I put Spellbreaker by my name. In order to break a spell, we have to know we're under one. And again, folks, this is for me too, because we can speak positive all day, but we always know it's a reality out here, and we're living in a more hyperactive world. So I just wanted to be serious on that. I don't want to think I'm better, because I get attacked sometimes too, but we become more aware of them. All right, let's move over. Unlearning and challenging. This is cool. We hear a lot of philosophers say this. Challenge yourself, All right, because the hardest opponent we'll ever face in life is ourselves. That's hands down. All right. Unlearning and challenging. Question the validity of these programs that a lot of conditionings we're in, and things we feel, we see, hear, feel, etc., etc. Examine whether they are truly serving us, or if they are causing us to feel stuck or unhappy. Now, of course, we all get different emotions. We feel things. That's when we assess ourselves, do a little inventory on oneself, just to keep ourselves stable and keep what? A solid heart. Again, not a naive heart, not a soft heart, not a stupid heart. Just being balanced as a general. Brother, sister, family. All right. Now, I'm going to read, I want to do a summary on it's a reason on divine protection. I read this on the father and son discussion with my son, Lord Lamont, divine gifts. And what did I say? We got this. And I'll put that in the end screen. And I'll put another hip hop heavy hitters. I'll put part 12 in the end screen. And that one was a salute to Eve. And salute to Rough Riders. I spoke on Eve on the last one, but salute to Rough Riders, because Jadakiss was in Rough Riders. To all the artists that was in there, because I don't think I named them. But salute to all the artists that was in Rough Riders. Of course, DMX, rest in peace and in power. And to all the other artists. Yeah, because I didn't mention them in that tribute I gave to Eve. You know, because it was kind of just for Eve. But Eve was in Rough Riders. So salute to that hip hop group, which was a dope. It had DMX in it. Come on now, which was a dope ass group. All right, and rest in peace and in power, DMX, which will be forever missed. Phenomenal, brother. All right, now I'm gonna lead you, brothers and sisters, on and family, divine warriors, on to your divine life. All right, and I want to go through this summary, and I'm gonna salute you, warriors on, you generals, you on salute. All right, divine protection, in the context of knowing and spirituality, refers to the concept of that divine offers safeguarding and guidance to individuals or communities. This protection can manifest in various ways. Of course, it comes through a thought, then it turns into action, including spiritual comfort, not too comfortable though, physical safety, and being wise to navigate challenges in different be careful of religion too. We have our different perspectives on religion, but got to come from that soul, solid heart. Remember, religious traditions. Remember, I read this before. Divine protection is often seen as a promise or a blessing offered to those who trust in that great divine Mother Nature and or universe. That wonderful divine deity. And where will we find that deity? In the pit of our soul. What do we all say? Deep within. That's the only way, as Lauryn Hill said, we can win. Real talk, brothers and sisters. So thank those for coming in again, for riding along with many things I upload on this channel, whether it's L'Oreal Lyrical, rest in peace and in power. You'll hear her music. That's my cuz. You'll hear me talk about her a lot, as well as others in one's family that may have transitioned. Those in your family that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. And again, look for a book session, The Contender. I gotta finish that. It's a book I'm reading. I read on podcasts. I call The Contender. See, I volunteered yesterday. Son's doing okay. Salute to my biological children, my God children, my biological brothers and sisters, and my God brothers and sisters. Salute. And again, thank those that's been listening to things I upload. I do it to inspire one. That's all. I'm not looking to get paid or be seen, nothing. Just doing what that great divine is called one to do, even in the challenging times. Like I read in that summary. Challenge ourselves, brothers and sisters. Let nothing stop us from being a great general in this life, whether in a small space or big space. And I mean it, brothers and sisters. Stay on fire out there. Let nothing stop us. And always and forever, be who we are. Again, salute to Remy Ma, rest in peace and in power, Big Pun, and salute to Fat Joe and the platform him and Jadakiss got. My son and I, we really enjoy their platform. We really like it because we like all kinds of music, but we really love hip hop. So, yep, you always hear me speak on hip hop. And again, salute to all those artists that I read. Keep doing your thing, Remy Ma, and stay beautiful inside and out as all sisters and brothers, and family, real talk. And keep a solid heart, my generals, brother, sister, family. Salute. This has been another Hip Hop Heavy Hitters, Part 13. Salute y'all.